What's up, Big Blue Nation, and welcome to the Wildcat Zone. I am your host, Daniel Bentley, and it smells like a Wildcat win after this victory down in Fayetteville, Arkansas, against Coach Cal and his bacon bits of a team that he has down there in Arkansas. Um, Today's episode, I'm going to go over my first half thoughts, second half thoughts. I'm going to pick my MVP. I'm going to pick my spark plug player of the game, and I'm going to pick my game sealer player of the game. Um, so going into this game, I didn't have any expectations after getting blown out by Vanderbilt this past week on Tuesday. I didn't have any expectations, to be honest with you. I really thought it was going to be a bad game. I mean, I was going to support them. I was going to watch it, support, cheer on the Cats just as much as anybody else. But I did not expect to go in there and get a road win in Fayetteville, Arkansas, a place that is not very kind to us when we go there. It's probably up there as one of our biggest rivalry games that we have, especially now since Coach Cal left Kentucky and went down there to Fayetteville. For the first half, I mean, it was chippy. We set the tone, which is what we've needed to do in all of our games that we haven't. We set the tone. The Cats went 11. I think it was 11 for 13. Made their first 11 shots. Got up 10. Had the Razorbacks on their heels. And it was kind of funny because I think back to all the times that we played teams like they played us. Cal hadn't changed very much. His team, his style hadn't changed. It's just a different jersey. All right. There were many times whenever he was coaching that we had games like this. I would call it a trap game. I didn't think we were going to win that. Nobody thought we were going to win that. Nobody. They thought we were going to get blown out by 30, 40. But we come in the first half, set the tone, started bleeding into that villain role, that bad boy role of what kind of style that this team, this identity that this team needs to have. To be the villains when you're on the road. Be the bad guys. Be the heels. The student sections ain't going to be kind to you anywhere you go. And especially down there. Considering they took, I wouldn't say they took our coach, but he seen the writing on the wall in Lexington, and he decided to go to another SEC school, a rival school. Is that a shot at us? No. Maybe. Who knows? That's between him and himself. But the first half, we set the tone. And that's what we've wanted to see. We set the tone. I'm just shocked by it. I'm still kind of shocked by it. Set the tone in a game, went up big. It was kind of like watching the Purdue exhibition game. We set the tone in that game. And we come out with a victory. Now, that victory didn't count, but, I mean, we set the tone. That was the kind of team that we seen playing in that game playing in this game. All right. And, I'm going to move on to the second half because, I mean, they had a fantastic first half. It was the best first half they played all season, in my opinion. Second half, they come out, Arkansas is making a run back. You knew we would get cold, but it didn't help. That we were getting teed up for celebrating at the camera. And then whatever Coach Pope said to Doug Shows. I mean, Doug Shows is soft anyway. He hates the Cats. He always has, even when Cal was there. I made the joke that he forgot, Pope was coaching the Kentucky Wildcats. He probably thought Coach Cal was coaching them, so that's why he was throwing all the T's out there. But I mean, there was foul call after foul call, and yeah, it got chippy. I mean, Kentucky set the tone that, hey, we're going to come in here and punch you in the mouth and see what you do. And I mean, all season we've heard from different coaches, different teams. Even before this game with Arkansas, they talked about how soft Kentucky was, and I can agree with that. We've played soft. We've not set the tone in anything, especially at Vanderbilt. We didn't set the tone at all. We went down to Nashville and got our eyeballs beat out. Same thing with Michigan State. Didn't set the tone, got our eyeballs beat out. Gonzaga didn't set the tone, got our eyeballs beat out. So, I mean, these guys took it personal. And whatever they done differently in practice, they need to keep freaking doing, in my opinion. Because these guys come out ready to rock and roll. The second half, I mean, there were foul calls, technical foul calls on Kentucky, some questionable ones. I think there was a total of 8 technicals called in this game. It's the most I've seen in any college basketball game in a long time. I think ever. But, I mean, they held them off. Arkansas cut it down and tied it up and got it by 4. But we weathered the storm. We overcame. We played defense without fouling. We rebounded the ball. We won the 50-50 balls. I mean, we done everything right. Everything we didn't do right against Vanderbilt, we done right in this game. And, I mean, I'm going to move on to my MVP of the game, which I would say is Trent Noah. I mean, Otega Owe scored 24 points. Right, it's the most he's scored all season. But I'll get to him in a minute. But Trent Noah, he put in some good minutes tonight. He was fighting for rebounds. He was getting rebounds. He had the most rebounds of the whole team. He had 9 rebounds. The entire team. He had 9. And I seen a poll a few weeks ago, from a channel I follow, the loyal BBN fan. It talked about what can Trent Noah, if he's not making shots, how can he contribute to this team? And my response to that was getting rebounds and playing decent defense. And that's what he'd done in this game. Whenever he was in, he was making it count. And I mean, he had a little swagger to him too. He busted it through and turned around and told the student section to hush it up because cats are up again. But you love to see that. I want to see more of that. We've seen a lot of his confidence in the first couple of games when he was a starter before he got hurt, before he twisted his ankle in like the second or third game. But he's building that confidence back. But that's what he gave us today with rebounds. He scored 9 points, but he got rebounds. He benefited the lineup. It wasn't just the one big in the paint trying to get rebounds. It was Noah in there too. We had like 3 jerseys in there going for 50-50 balls. And that's what these guys need to do to win. All we hear is how we don't rebound, we don't box out, we don't do anything right, according to the media and everybody else, and we can see that. But this they rebounded. Trent Noah's my MVP. He only busted 1 3, but he contributed in many other ways to give him the MVP on this show this week. He's another Kentucky kid out here living in a Kentucky dream, and he got to beat the coach that he grew up watching. A coach that did not recruit him, even though he was a Kentucky boy. He got to stick it to him, and I'm sure that felt good. I mean, it feels good to me because I think we owed him one because he come in there and punked us last year. There was all this big uproar about Cal coming back to Rupp, and he come in there and he punked us. A game that we should have won, but we didn't, and that's in the past. It is what it is. And they end up going to the Sweet 16. And I think they made it out. I may be wrong. They made it to the Elite Eight, I'm pretty sure. But it turned their season around, that game did. And hopefully it'll have that same effect for us this year. We went down there and knocked them off. Maybe it's a turning point for this team, but who knows? I mean, I said that about beating Tennessee. I said that about overcoming Ole Miss. This team is up and down, but I'm buckled up and I'm ready for the ride. I want to see what happens. I want to see the story they're going to write for themselves. Being down 3 players, but that's who my MVP is Trent Noah. He contributed in many other ways other than having to score points. My spark plug player of the game is Otega Owe. He had 8 rebounds and 24 points, the most points he scored in a game this season. He was on a heater. He was doing Otega things. He was driving in the paint, getting and ones, getting pick sixes, dunking the ball, letting them know. I mean, I think, them running their mouths, they need to back up on that because they haven't played very well to be running their mouths. But hey, it gave them the edge and the attitude that they needed to win the game. But he's my spark plug player of the game. I think him being on fire, man. I think that set the tone for the rest of the team. And I mean, he was good against Vanderbilt, but him and Aberdeen can't score all the points. They were distributing. He was helping facilitate the offense. I mean, especially on Trent Noah's 3. Aberdeen was going to pass it to Owe, and Owe was pointing at Noah because Noah was wide open. And he done the extra pass to Noah and not passing it to Owe, who had 2 defenders on him. He made a smart play. So, and Otega Owe, even though he scored 24 points, he's not my MVP, but he's my spark plug player of the game. I think him being on fire set the tone for the rest of the guys to come out there and do the jobs that they needed to do. The whole team done fantastic this game. And I thought going up in the first half, Colin Chandler, he airballed 2 threes. He airballed. He's probably not going to have a good night. And he ends up being my game sealer player of the game there. He hit a dagger pull-up jumper at 1 minute 18 seconds left and sealed the game for us. A bucket that we needed. Because if we'd have missed that, it'd have brought Arkansas within 4. It would have made it a 2-possession game, and it'd have turned the tide. Now, granted, Arkansas fans got up and left about 2 minutes ago, which is something that Coach Cal's, used to seeing, especially when he was in Rupp. Team being down 6 points and fans get up and leave. But Colin Chandler, he done good tonight as well. He was jumping in there, getting rebounds, being active on defense. But his game sealing minute 18 seconds, pull-up jumper, switched it. That sealed the game for us. That was the proverbial final nail in the coffin for the Arkansas bacon bits. So those are my 3 players I pick for this game. My MVP, my most valuable player is Trent Noah. He earned it. He earned it. It ain't about the points. It's about what you give to the team. My spark plug player of the game, Otega Owe. Killing it with 24 points, 8 rebounds. And Colin Chandler, my game sealer of the game, I think that's his second or third that he's got that on this show. He's becoming something special. This whole team's becoming something special. So I look forward to what they do next. This week we got Oklahoma coming in her up. We know how Otega Oweh feels about Oklahoma. He took them out on the last second shot twice last year. So hopefully he can keep up his energy and they can get a win in a row, which should be one of the easier games that we got to play just because Oklahoma's only won one conference game. Like they've lost the rest of them. Like they're 1-6, 1-9, or 1-7, 1-6, or 1-7 in conference play. But you never know. Everybody, when they come to Rupp, they play their hearts out. They want to beat the Cats in Rupp. So we'll see. It'll probably be a good game for us. Hopefully Garrison can keep his temper down, his emotions down, and Oweh can keep his emotions in, and we can play this bad boy basketball and punch him in the mouth early, knock him out. Because last week, I think it was Tuesday, they played Arkansas. Oklahoma did, and they were up by 17 or 18. Arkansas roared back to end up beating them in the final minutes of the game, but they'll be looking for blood because they want to get off their losing streak. But I think it's one of the games I think we're going to win. And then we got to play the Tennessee Volunteers inside of Rupp Arena. That game's going to be a tough game coming up. They'll be debuting the 96 denim uniforms against Tennessee. Normally when we have a uniform change, we don't normally win those games, but hopefully the spirit of the 96 team will will this team to a victory over the Volunteers. Since we upset them earlier in the season, it's going to be even harder to beat them in Rupp because they're going to want to win in Rupp Arena. And in the past, it's been split that way, where we beat them in Knoxville, they beat us in Lexington. Hopefully not coming this Saturday. That's all I got for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed these episodes. This is episode 11. I love seeing Coach Cal get beat, man, ever since he left us. I just love it. It's just kind of funny. He used to complain about, every time Kentucky come in when he was a coach, it was always a T-shirt night. And Bud Walton Arena last night, it was a white towel night, a whiteout, a gimmick game. And in the words of, I think it was Ty Washington that tweeted this out last year, walked into the trap and left the victors of the trap. Yeah, it was definitely a trap game for Coach Cal and his bacon bits. I'm glad we sent them a big fat L, and we got to go home with a dub. I'm glad these guys took it personal. I'm glad that they played physical. They set the tone. I look forward to what they do the rest of the season. Our tougher, we got an onslaught coming up, man. Nothing's going to be easy. They're going to have to go out there and take it. So just remember to always crack you open a cold L8. And Godspeed. And go Cats.
This is the Wildcat Zone!
What does the Wildcat say?